Manchester City has been crowned champions of the 2022-23 Premier League. After a historic comeback in the final stretch, Pep Guardiola's team secured the trophy in advance. This is the team's fifth title in the last 6 years. However, this time the glory could be even greater, as the citizens have the opportunity to achieve what only one team in English football history has done: win the treble. Having reached the finals of the FA Cup and the Champions League, City is just 2 steps away from matching the historic Manchester United of 1998-99, who won all 3 major titles available in the country. Guardiola's squad came close to not only repeating but surpassing their feat from the 2018-19 season. Back then, they won all 4 major English titles: Premier League, Community Shield, FA Cup, and EFL Cup. However, in the Champions League, they were eliminated by Tottenham in the quarter-finals in one of the most thrilling knockout matches in the tournament's history. The aggregate score was 4-4, but Spurs advanced on away goals. Now, City is more favored than ever to equal the Red Devils and solidify their place in English football history. United's treble. Looking back at United's triumph in 1998-99, we can find some similarities with the current Manchester City's achievements. Starting with the Premier League itself. In that season, Sir Alex Ferguson's team clinched the English title with a 1-point lead over the runners-up, Arsenal, precisely the rival that nearly took the national title away from Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, and company. The points tally, however, was somewhat more humble. While current teams easily surpassed the 80-point mark, United had only 79. This was not due to many defeats, as they lost only 3 games in the campaign, but rather a high number of draws. They had a total of 13 draws. Furthermore, the Red Devils also had one of the top scorers of that year, striker Dwight Yorke, who shared the top spot with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank from Leeds United and Michael Owen from Liverpool, with each player scoring 18 goals. Much less than the record-breaking Haaland, who scored more than twice as many in 2022-23. In the FA Cup, the campaign was memorable. After defeating Middlesbrough in the 3rd round, United went on to eliminate Liverpool, Fulham, Chelsea, and Arsenal on their way to the final. In that last match, the team needed a replay against the Gunners to secure a 2-1 victory in extra time. Teddy Sheringham and Paul Scholes scored the goals that sealed the win and the triumph over Newcastle at the old Wembley Stadium. The Champions League campaign was more challenging. In the group stage, the team was on the brink of elimination, qualifying as one of the best runners-up in their group. In the knockout stage, they faced tough battles against Inter Milan and Juventus, securing a place in the final at Camp Nou, a match that would go down in European football history. Bayern Munich was the reigning champion until the 46th minute of the second half, when Teddy Sheringham scored from a corner kick to equalize. The match seemed headed for extra time when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scored 2 minutes later, sealing a 2-1 victory. An epic finale for a year etched in history. What is left for Manchester City? Now that they have already won the Premier League, City needs the trophies of the FA Cup and the Champions League. And the team has already secured their place in both finals. The first mission will be on June 3 at Wembley, against Manchester United in the FA Cup final. In the current season, each team has won 1 derby. As for the Champions League, the final at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium will take place on June 10. The opponent is Inter Milan in a matchup that has never happened before between the 2 teams.